What is up, guys? It is your boy Lupo Fiasco coming at you with another episode of Siege Tactics. Today we're going to be talking about the map Oregon and Oregon defense on Laundry Supply Room and the way that pro leaguers defend this map and the importance of how they defend it and how it can translate into your defense and how you can improve your defense.
Secure the bombs.
So first of all, let's talk about the traditional way, the ranked way to
Down to 10
defend
seconds.
Oregon Laundry Supply Room. Usually you would throw a mute up
5
here,
seconds left.
and then you'd reinforce this,
Keep an eye
and
out
then
for
reinforce
Op
the
4
hatch,
attempting
and
to
then maybe
defuse your
this
bomb.
wall. Come into meeting, reinforce both hatches, make a rotation here maybe, and then be on your way as a roamer, and then as an anchor you'd go back to site with, like, say, a Mira, and then maybe play here or something like that and wait for attackers to come to you. So I'll explain why this is actually really bad defense, is because as an attacker you want to create multiple layers of defense, and you want to try to take control of as much of the map as possible. Every part of the map should be considered valuable as to the defenders, and you don't want to just give that up. All right, and so the traditional ranked way of defending Laundry Supply is actually really bad, because I would say it has at most 2 layers of defense. And so once Hibana or Thermite gets the hatch here, and then they make their way down the stairs here, your last line of defense is the Mira, and the Mira playing behind the wall, even if anyone even brought a Mira, and then they just plant on washing machine, and then that's game over basically. So you want to try to create more layers to your defense, so attackers are spending more time trying to push out defenders, and that's your main role as a defender, is just to waste time. Your goal is not to get kills. Like, kills come from wasting and putting pressure on attackers, and that's what the timer is for. The timer is meant to be there to put pressure on attackers. So once you put pressure on someone, they're gonna make dumb mistakes, and that's where the attackers are gonna make dumb moves and basically allow you a free kill. So the ranked way to defend Oregon is actually to reinforce all of meeting. So that means you would reinforce this wall, reinforce all of this wall, blow out the hatches, reinforce this wall, the double panel door there, and then have the rotation going back and forth between kitchen. You want to blow out as much of classroom as possible. Alright, so once you do that, now I have control, and I can swing between meeting and kitchen and get angles onto attackers that are unfavorable. So I don't know about you, but as an attacker, pushing lobby and then having the room look like this is an absolute fucking nightmare. Even with an ACOG, it's very difficult to find defenders that are that deep inside the map, and that's what you want to do as a defender, is try to find really deep angles and hide behind things where attackers cannot win their fights. And so that's what this creates. It creates a crossfire between meeting and dining. Even if I miss my shots here in kitchen, I can swing to meeting, and then I already know that there's an attacker in lobby, so I can peek this, and there's no cover anywhere for me, so I'm basically in the middle of no man's land, and I can be shot down really easily. So meeting and kitchen are very important parts of the Oregon map, and that's why a lot of times you'll see this being reinforced in Pro League, and then all of meeting being reinforced. Meeting is the most important, kitchen not so much, but in Pro League, every time you see anybody push inside the Oregon map, They always start with big tower because they know that people are going to be playing inside meeting. And so once you make your way into big tower, you can squeeze the defense in from there. So layers of defense. So this create layers of defense because as a defender, I can defend a dirt push from the hatch, and as an attacker, these are very, very difficult angles to challenge. And then if I have all of meeting reinforced, and then I'm also playing an attic, I can dedicate a reinforcement here, and then have an angle onto the hatch, and then if Hibana does decide to use her XK-Ros, I can shoot each individual pellet. Alright. And then this angle is actually a popular angle for attackers more than defenders, and this should never be the case because you want to have access to this angle so they don't push in from stairs. You want them to come upstairs and come get you and have them push you out of your position so that they waste as much time. So you want to have that. You can dedicate a reinforcement here, and then also you can deny garage entry from both the window and the door. And so this gives attackers no option but to commit an entire assault to the second floor of Oregon. And as you can see, attackers are wasting a significant amount of time pushing upstairs. They got to worry about roamers in attic. They got to worry about roamers in meeting, in kitchen. They can't push lobby. They can't push the backstairs because we have control of meeting. So you can see where this gets really, really messy for attackers really fast. So let's say as a defender, you lose control of meeting and kitchen, or alright, well fine, then you can just retreat, and now you have another layer of defense because now they have to push you out of sight because they know you're on site, and they have to challenge more difficult angles, and time is running low, and as time runs low, it creates pressure on the attackers and they have to push in. And that's why smoke is such an important and valuable operator in Pro League, is because pro leaguers will try to take control as much of the map as possible, have attackers push them out of position, waste time doing that, and then as they fall back, they continue to fall back, and then time is running low, and then if you have a smoke, you have a guaranteed 30 seconds that they have to delay. If not, then they're gonna die. So creating as many layers as possible on your defense is so vital. So let's talk about reinforcements that you would need for this type of defense. Obviously I talked about reinforcing all of meeting, so that would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you're playing ranked, there's no need to really reinforce kitchen because it's not really, I mean, nobody really knows how to play Oregon or how to defend Oregon the way I've shown, so they're not going to think, oh, I'm going to push kitchen first, because kitchen is a vital piece of the map. But if you know that they're going to push you out, pro leaguers will reinforce this to maintain control of kitchen. And as an attacker, if you're trying to push defenders out of kitchen, this is very uncomfortable, and you have to dedicate a breach charge, or a hard breaching charge, a thermite charge, to that wall, just so that you could force defenders out of kitchen. Alright? So, even if the attackers do rush the site, they have to worry about flanks, because obviously we're playing on top of site, so that would mean we could drop from this hatch or that hatch, and so they would have to worry about that. So they really have no option but to push you out of second floor, and then push you layer and layer through each layer of defense that you have. So depending on how you want to play this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if you wanted to play upstairs, 7, and And then if you're worried about attackers coming from dirt, 8, 9, and then the last one can go wherever you please. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful. I hope this kind of helps you understand how you need to defend and some of the most effective ways to defend. And then if you're worried about losing attic, because you want to protect a meeting as much as possible, you might want to dedicate reinforcement for hatch, or if you're just afraid of losing attic altogether, you can dedicate 2 reinforcements to the wall and then not worry about the hatch, and blow the hatch out, and then defend meeting in case you do lose meeting, and then have an angle onto attackers pushing inside meeting if you do lose control of that. So I hope this episode's been helpful. I hope it helps you get ideas and helps you with your creativity on other maps, not just Oregon. I just think Oregon is a great example of how to develop a defensive strategy any way you please for other maps. Alright, cool guys. Hope you guys learned lots. I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.